Listen, I've been spam playing Overwatch for way too much. Overwatch 2, which is basically just Overwatch because they removed Overwatch 1, basically. Like, it just replaces it. And I have to say, I really have been enjoying it more than I thought. The game is fun. I'm not an Overwatch guy. I played the first one. I bought it, but I didn't play it for too long. Well, I played it for a good amount, but I was never like an Overwatch guy. I played it like in between World of Warcrafts. You know what I mean? Like expand other games. I was never very good at it, and the game is pretty fun. Overall, there's some issues. It's fun. I like the meta. There's a lot of issues though. First of all, I feel tanks are way too overtuned. Every tank is always like top damage, which is crazy. They messed up on a lot of heroes where they're like not even available. They had to like lock out Torbjorn, that new healer. They literally removed Bastion from the game temporarily because his ult was so broken. Those are all issues. Apparently, there was a bug placing everybody in Bronze 5. I'm not saying that because I'm Bronze 5. But that's what I heard. But that might not have been a bug. And then there's a complete lack of transparency for how you rank up, and it's frustrating. The way that they do it is they update your rank like every 7 wins or 20 losses. And it's annoying because like I'm Bronze 2 now, which I'm okay with. Like, I'm not great at games. Like, I don't care about that. I'm still having fun. I just don't understand how it works. Like, I have like a 60% win rate on all my tanks, and yet I'm still not moving up, and it's confusing. And I don't understand how it works. I don't get it. It doesn't really make that much sense to me. And that's what's so confusing about it. And so I wish there was more transparency in the rank up system. Like, is it just based on how well you play statistically? Because that would be stupid. It should be based off of how many actual wins you have, right? Because like, I don't know. It feels like it's based off of like how, like, because you place based off how well you play, which makes sense. But then you should rank up and down based off wins and losses. Because just because you have a lower accuracy or something doesn't mean that you're a worse player. You might just do different tactics. Like you might do more cover firing and whatnot. I don't know. It's weird though. I wish there was more transparency. I'm assuming they're doing it to make it could be a skill issue. I just don't understand how it works. I think that they're doing it so that people don't get as tilted after wins and losses, or you know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, I just lost. Oh, because when you have a loss streak, you have a loss streak. It's just kind of like, I don't like the lack of transparency. Anyway, moving on from that. And I can't find a description on how it works. That's another thing that bothers me. I don't like that they remove loot boxes, which is weird because like I've always been like a little weird with loot boxes. But to be honest with you, it's kind of annoying that skins are like $20 each. And that's crazy. That part bothers me a bit. Overall, the game is fun though. And so overall, I think it's pretty fun. However, Video Game Dunkey has made a video saying it's a pathetic sequel, and then xQc disagrees. I'm going to watch Dunkey's video first, and then we can watch xQc's video.
2 is a couple new maps and some heroes. If Overwatch 2 is a couple new maps and some heroes, but they take out Bastion and Torbjorn due to a glitch, I will be very disappointed.
Yeah, so Torbjorn's glitch, I think, is like you can like double his ult or something, but they left him in the game. You just can't play him competitive. Bastion's glitch is that when he ults, he's only supposed to be able to do like a 3-shot artillery barrage, but you can do it infinitely until the time is over.
Okay, I beat Overwatch 2, and it reminded me.
Another thing that's annoying is that a big plug for Overwatch 2 apparently was the single player, or rather the PvE mode, which is still not released yet. It's going to be months, so.
Of a Stephen Wonder song.
It's kind of annoying that like there's a weird expectation and allowance of companies to release games that are pretty much unfinished. Because I would say, like, this is, to me, unfinished. The only positive is that it's free to play,
And the name of that song is...
Wait, sorry, I keep interrupting. One of the things I will say, which might be something frustrating for better players at Overwatch, is that it feels like it's a more like a new player friendly game, and a lot of people get frustrated when there's games that are more new player friendly when they're like experienced players because they put the time, effort, and energy in. But of course, you have to try to acquire new people. So
because this game is as lazy as it gets, Blizzard. What the hell type of game is this? Don't you guys have computers?
I like that map he was showing. I like that they have like a push map now where like you push back and forth on like a single rail. It's actually very cool.
New stuff for Overwatch? The haters have been calling this game Overwatch 1.1. I gotta say, haters, you are dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. This is more like Overwatch 0.3 because they're actually removing content. Already Blizzard has removed.
I don't know. It's actually fun though. Like they left all the old maps in, or most of them. I don't know if they removed any, but they just like changed the sky to night instead of like day, which I'm fine with. Because obviously there's some banger old maps. But they did a decent amount of hero reworking, and a lot of the heroes feel fun. When it comes to tanks, Reinhardt isn't the only good tank anymore. And like I haven't played in a while, so maybe that was better before Overwatch 2 was released. But if anything, Reinhardt's underwhelming because now there's other characters that have like more to offer, like Sigma. He offers, I feel like he's like Reinhardt 2.0. He can put out like a mitigation shield and he can put out solid damage, whereas Reinhardt has to choose between one of the two. He's a very vulnerable hero. If anything, Reinhardt I think needs a buff, right? But it's cool because like the meta is better now. You can play more characters. It feels like more of the characters are viable. I tried playing Symmetra the other day. She's more viable. Like it's easier to play a lot of other characters.
Moved the new Battle Royale mode, I'm already seeing dozens of players longing for the old days of Overwatch 2 where you couldn't log into the game.
Angie, what are you doing? You have to play the game.
What the fuck?
Immediately, you are confronted with the horrifying truth that roll queue is still in the game.
I like roll queue.
Except they took out the fast pass system from before because it didn't actually work.
Well, it's dumb to have a fast pass system. I like roll queue. I enjoy it. The only issue, so I enjoy roll queue. I like being a little more organized. The only issue with roll queue that you can make, which is a problem for it could be a problem for the singular queue, is the fact that they have to. Now it seems like they try to balance the game around roll queue, and since you try to balance the game around roll queue, the issue is that now since there's only 5 people, which might have been a misstep, you have 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 healers. I went for 3, but I count like this, so I don't know. Anyway. So now tanks, it seems like they tried to proportionally seems like they tried to proportionately tune tanks to fulfill the role that 2 tanks used to fill. So now it feels like every tank is overpowered. So now when you play like a random queue where you pick whatever you want, it feels like it's dominated by like 2 to 3 tanks. They should have just left it a 6-man fight, honestly. The 5-man's fine. I think it's cool. But like with too much not enough representation from tanks, I feel like that's why the tanks are overtuned. They can nerf the tanks and implement 2 tanks, but the problem too is that they've kind of like adjusted the game for, you know what I mean? Like I think that they should readjust the game back to 2 tanks. I think things would be fine. Things would work themselves out better.
Somebody has to counter the Pharaoh.
In terms of gameplay, Overwatch 2 has made extensive, sweeping changes to its classic formula, like Ryan's name has been changed to Cassidy.
The name's McCree.
Okay, I guess they changed it again.
Come on, you know why they changed that.
Come on, Cole. Try a little harder.
What the fuck is his name? One of the key...
The reason that they changed his name, you have to know why, Dunkey. They changed his name because like Blizzard had like horrible like assault allegations and really toxic workplace culture that was like very anti-woman, and this guy was named after one of the guys who engaged in that. I don't remember specifically which one, but I do remember that there was a whole Cosby room at like BlizzCon or whatever, where a bunch of the guys would get together and they would like joke about how funny rape was, kind of a thing. So that's why they changed his name. Personally, it's weird, but it's just weird because I always know him as McCree, and I still call him McCree when I play with my friend. But that's why they changed the name. Like, it's obviously a good thing that they changed the name.
Design philosophies behind Overwatch 2 is that poor people aren't actually people. In order to log in, you now need to provide a phone number, and that shit better not be prepaid.
Okay. So listen, first of all, my understanding is they fixed that in some capacity. Second of all, the reason is because they didn't want the game to be overrun by Smurf accounts and bots. So, like selling accounts. So I kind of get it. Like personally, if telling poor people they're not allowed to play video games makes my gaming experience better, I'm okay with that. I don't really like poor people. Frankly, you should just die. So I'm just kidding. I understand the frustration. I think they fixed it. I don't remember the specifics. They might have just made it so that if you had Overwatch 1, you have access to the game. You don't have to like bind your phone to an account, because they wanted you to have a phone plan, because there's nothing stopping you from just like getting a phone app and paying like $1 for like a new number and making a new account, right? That's kind of the idea.
You will also need to provide the address to the house that you own to play this game. If you are
that's not true, I don't think.
Living at your parents' house, and sorry, you can't play. If
That's
you are
not
living
true,
in
is
an
it?
apartment, and that doesn't count.
That's not true.
You need to have proof of
Is
ownership,
he just joking, or is this real? I never provided that information. Is he gaslighting me?
and that mortgage better be paid up. You will also need to provide the license plate number
he's
for your
joking. I'm
vehicle,
dumb.
and I hope for your sake that it is a Mercedes-Benz or fancier. The biggest change of Overwatch 2 is that each team only gets one tank now. To compensate for this, tanks are much more powerful in this game.
They're too
But
strong.
Blizzard forgot that there was a mode called Open Queue where you can have as many tanks as you want, and you can't counter them because they removed Bastion from the game due to a glitch because nobody play tested the game because nobody wants to play Overwatch 2. Sometimes when I'm playing this game, I think to myself, why? Is this even fun? Overwatch 2 makes great
It is fun. It is fun.
strides here by having your playable
Yeah, Dunkey operates on a higher level, my bad.
character actually tell you when you're Overwatch 2 makes great strides here by having your playable character actually tell you when you're having fun.
That's funny.
What's tricky about making a game like this work is balancing all the different heroes. In a perfect game, every character would feel powerful. In this game, Blizzard balances heroes by making them feel weaker or more generic. When the game first came out, Roadhog's hook was insane. That was just, if you grab
Roadhog is annoying as fuck, and you just complained about how overtuned tanks are, so you can't really...
somebody, dead. Today, if you grab somebody with Roadhog's hook, you die. You fuck.
Bro, he grabbed a tank. Dunkey, what are you talking about? Dunkey, he grabbed a fucking tank. Why would you one-shot a fucking tank? That would be absurd.
Dead.
Look.
Roadhog's hook was insane.
That's a Moira. It's a fucking healer. Of course you're going to one-shot her.
If you grab somebody, dead. Today,
And she got away. Look, this is a Sigma with half... Okay, this is a Sigma with half of his health charged up from his shift ability. His shift will put out like an absorption where he'll absorb like bullets and then it'll turn into a shield after it's over. So of course you're not going to kill somebody with like 800 fucking health in one shot.
if you grab somebody with Roadhog's hook,
What are you talking
you
about?
die. You fucking dumbass. In Overwatch 1, Mei could freeze people. That was her whole gimmick, remember? Now she just slows them down. And the
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's different, but it's not a big deal. Junkrat's like overtuned as fuck, I feel like, though. He's like obnoxious.
old Overwatch, Junkrat's stupid-ass tire gets a saxophone kill. Look at the tire in Overwatch 2. What is that?
What? Dude, it's still obnoxious. Okay, now I'm not with you, Dunkey.
Doomfist used to be crazy. If you punched a healer in Overwatch 1, they were removed from the match. In Overwatch 2, I can't even kill a fucking D-Mech Diva.
Well, you just suck. That's a skill issue there. I'm not any better, but... Bro, you can't complain about how overtuned tanks are and then complain about how the tanks aren't overtuned. Like, most of these... Like, the Mei one wasn't a tank thing, but you're complaining that Doomfist isn't strong enough? It's a tank. Tanks are overtuned. Roadhog isn't strong enough? It's a tank. He's overtuned. You can't do this.
PvP is a piece of shit. However, we still haven't played the co-op mode because they delayed it to next year.
That's true. That's a problem. I said that.
Because they probably didn't even start working on it yet. None of Overwatch's core
probably
issues have been addressed
And true, Bastion should be out.
here. 5v5 ends up making the game even more steamroll heavy than the original.
That's true. I didn't play a lot of the original, but like, dude, it really feels like I'll get a game. I'll get in a game and like we'll either shit through their fucking necks or we will get our necks shit through. It just feels like it feels too lopsided. Here's the thing though, and this is something I've noticed, and again, I haven't played Overwatch 1 in a while, but one of the things I do like about Overwatch 2 is the games are quicker. And so it might have been almost a design, properly by design, where even when a game is a little more stalled back and forth, it is quicker. And for me, like, my ideology is I don't care if I lose. Like, nobody likes to lose, but I don't care if I lose, but I want to lose quickly. That's my thing, right? Even in the matchmaking, even in the 5v5 like matchmaking, it's still very like back and forth. Because like it's I stopped playing League of Legends because like you're sitting there for 45 minutes losing. Who wants to lose for 45 minutes? If I lose in 10 minutes, I'm okay. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. You move on to the next one. But losing for a long time is crazy. It's crazy. But like still, I think that the 6-man is probably better. I think that they should like implement 6 people again.
The game still expects an unrealistic amount of teamwork from a community of players that needed roll queue to pick their characters for them, and
True.
the objectives are still anti-fun garbage.
I disagree. This is I like this map type. This is cool. So if you see on the screen, the way that it works is you guys start in the middle, and you start pushing your person. So he starts pushing, the robot starts pushing like a cinder block, whatever that thing is called, to a point. When you get killed and pushed back, he'll sprint back to where the other team's cinder block is, and then he'll start slowly pushing it. And then it's actually a really fun game mode. This is a weird criticism, because why? Because it's pushing the people for them. Then the first game, the cart pushed people for them too. It's kind of a bad fucking, I don't know, it's kind of a shit criticism.
Why are we here?
Overwatch 2 isn't the worst game I've played this year, but it's definitely the most disappointing. But still better than Valorant.
Okay. I mean, I disagree with some of that stuff. I always enjoy Dunkey videos because they're funny, though. Let's see what the xQc has to say.
Nah, I lied. She's super not low.
All right, I don't care about this. Start the.
He can't heal anymore though.
Ordering this lot, none of the focus it. Just don't die in it. He dies.
Bjorn due to a glitch. I will a couple new maps.
Dunkey.
Why was the first 2 minutes of this not even Dunkey's game? The thing.
Now here's... If Overwatch 2 is a couple new maps and some heroes, but they take out Bastion and Torbjorn due to a glitch, I will be very disappointed. Okay? I beat
that was a prediction from last year? That's funny.
Overwatch 2. And it reminded me of a Stephen Wonder song.
Ah, sorry.
And the name of that song is... As. Because this game is as lazy as it gets. Blizzard, what the...
I just don't understand this criticism, bro. This is how the first game was, where it would push people for you.
Hell type of game is this? Don't you guys have...
I think a big problem is it seems like a big problem with like Dunkey's criticism is that like he really doesn't like he like prefers open queue because he's like an Overwatch boomer, bro. Because I've been there too. I'm the classic or bust. Like classic is better. Classic is better. The new like retail WoW shit. The best expansion I've ever played was Legion, which was not like the classic experience. And like I didn't realize it until like I started playing classic, and I'm like, wow, this just didn't age well. There are some issues with the game, but like fundamentally, people are like nostalgia critics. You know what I mean? Like I think that the new changes were generally welcome.
Computers to make new stuff for Overwatch.
Jesus, man.
Game Overwatch 1.
Why is his audio so garbage? How do you get away with this?
1.1, I gotta say, haters, you are dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. This is more like Overwatch 0.3 because they're actually removing content. Already Blizzard...
What content did he talk about them removing? Would it be like Torbjorn and Bastion? Because like they're not actually removed technically.
Has removed the new Battle Royale mode. I'm already seeing dozens of...
Oh, I don't even know. Oh, okay, he said Battle Royale. I didn't know they had one. What was that, like a Fortnite mode?
Players longing for the old days of Overwatch 2 where you couldn't log into the game.
Benji, what are you doing? You have to play the game.
Immediately, you are confronted with the horrifying truth that role queue is still in the game, except they took out the fast pass system from before because it didn't actually work.
Somebody has to counter the Pharaoh.
In terms of gameplay, Overwatch 2 has made extensive, sweeping changes to its classic formula, like Ryan's name has been changed to Cassidy.
The name's McCree.
Okay, I guess they changed it again.
Come on, Cole. Try a little harder.
What the fuck is his name? One of the key design
When does the reaction part start?
philosophies behind Overwatch 2 is that poor people aren't actually people. In order to log in, you now need to provide a phone number, and that shit better not be prepaid. You will also need to...
I'm genuinely curious. When does the reaction from xQc start? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm all for reaction content, but like, it just feels like so far the first 2 minutes of the video was him watching someone else play a game or something. Oh yeah, the loot box system was removed in some modes and maps. I didn't know that part. Okay, fair enough. You're just watching his video, like, I don't know.
To provide the address to the house that you own to play this game. If you are living at your parents' house, and sorry, you can't play. If you are living in an apartment, and that doesn't count. You need to have proof of ownership, and that mortgage better be paid up. You will also need to provide the license plate number for your
I thought he was gonna say something interesting.
Vehicle, and I hope for your sake that it is a Mercedes-Benz or fancier. The biggest change of Overwatch 2 is that each team only gets one tank now. To compensate for this, tanks are much more powerful in this game. But Blizzard forgot that there's a mode called Open Queue.
That's how he reacts? Well, that's not a very good way to react. You should at least like transform the video decently. Like some commentary, you know, just like that. That's not really a reaction, is it? Like, it's kind of weird.
You can have as many tanks as you want, and you can't counter them because they removed Bastion from the game due to a glitch, because nobody playtested the game, because nobody wants to play Overwatch 2. Sometimes when I'm playing this game, I think to myself, why?
We're getting a reaction.
Is this even fun? Overwatch 2 makes
We're not getting a reaction
here by having your playable character actually tell you when you're having fun. What's tricky about...
I fucking called it.
making a game like this work is balancing all the different heroes.
Bro, start
In a
reacting,
perfect
bro.
game, every character would feel powerful. In this game, Blizzard balances heroes by making them feel weaker or more generic. When the game first came out, Roadhog's hook was insane. That was,
I mean, it was
if you
broken.
grab somebody, dead. Today, if you grab somebody with Roadhog's hook, you die. You fucking
True.
dumbass. In Overwatch,
He grabbed the fucking tank. This is what. God damn it, bro. How are we gonna stay true to that?
one, May could freeze people. That was her whole gimmick, remember? Now she just slows them down. In the old Overwatch, Junkrat's stupid-ass tire gets a saxophone kill. Look at the tire in Overwatch 2. What is that? This used to be crazy. If you punched a healer in Overwatch 1, they were removed from the match. In
How is it wrong? You're just watching the video. What's wrong with it?
Overwatch 2, I can't even
Could I have just skipped to the end of the commentary part?
kill a fucking D-Mech Diva. The PvP is a piece of shit. However, we still haven't played the co-op mode because they delayed it to next year because they probably didn't even start working on it yet. None of Overwatch's core issues have been addressed here.
Let's get to the
5v5
reaction.
ends up making the game even more steamroll heavy than the original. The game still expects an unrealistic amount of teamwork from a community of players that needed roll queue to pick their characters for them,
I mean, that's true for every team game, right? Same thing with fucking everything. You know what I mean?
and the objectives are still anti-fun garbage.
Yeah, I was expecting him to have like a crazy thing to say because he was a really good Overwatch player, right? He's a gamer. I'm turning to a gamer that's really good at a game.
You know what? I want to go more in depth about that.
Overwatch 2
Though. It's not a good take, but okay, he gets kind of
There we
lucky because from my understanding of the game, okay, it's true, but only for
First
Allison.
game I played this.
What's true?
More in depth about
Overwatch
that.
2, and the objectives are still anti-fun
okay.
garbage.
You know what? I want to go more in depth about that.
Overwatch 2
Though.
isn't
It's not a good take, but okay, he gets kind of lucky because from my understanding of the game, okay, it's true, but only for
First
Allison.
game I played this year.
Whatever it
It's
is, whatever.
definitely the most disappointing,
Let's hear the take.
but still better than Valorant.
All right. We got. Okay. It's 2 minutes left of the video, so this will be good. 2 minutes of commentary on a 4-minute video is solid. Let's see what we got to say.
Yeah, my turn now. Nerd emoji. Fucking glasses.
I guess you're just waiting because it was a 4-minute video. That makes sense.
on. Okay, glasses on. Let me explain the problem. Okay, you have me being lowy low. It's that way or not. He says right here.
The game still
All right, let me just kind of put on normal speed because xQc already talks at twice double speed. So
expects an unrealistic because they probably didn't yet. Core issues have been addressed here. 5v5 ends up making the game even more steamroll heavy than the original. The game still expects an
More steamroll heavy. Okay. The problem is okay.
okay.
Is that in my opinion,
xQcL.
its retakes are incredibly hard. Why? Because the team lacks structure. Why? Because teams don't have structure anymore. Because you don't have 2 tanks anymore. You don't have your 1 and 2 tanks walking in, getting like medium heals as you're going in, that are structuring your team as like, this is our train coming out of spawn.
True. Yeah, Dunkey kind of says that. Kind of.
Right?
You for fucking
It doesn't feel that way anymore. Like, oh, we're coming out of spawn. Now it's like, oh, 1 tank goes out and hopefully doesn't die, and DPS are like straggling in, and the guys, I hope you get a kill or somewhere. That's just how it feels to me.
Sure.
Feels like the retake train has disappeared. It's hard to get a retake from spawn and on defense, and I think that's what I think is annoying sometimes, is that I feel like on point, especially on hybrid, you lose 1 fight and you're like, wow, this is pretty much over. Like, you kind of know and that if you retake, you got lucky. And I think it's like a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, this is X.
I'm gonna swallow a high-powered magnet and I'm gonna stand in front of a fucking bullet train. What the fuck was this reaction video? What is xQc known for? Wait, xQc over. I don't understand. We had a 4. I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, xQc reacts to Dunkey. Wasn't he famous for this game? Yeah, he was. So I'm like, I'm excited to look at xQc's take on Dunkey. So I'm gonna watch Dunkey first. Then I'm gonna watch xQc. I'm gonna see what his profound take on this is. Okay. So here's the profound take: that there should be 2 tanks. Dunkey said that, so I don't know why it's called Dunkey is wrong about Overwatch 2. I don't understand how you're gonna fucking criticize him. Where you didn't even disagree with them. Okay, so the first 2 minutes of this video, or the first minute and change, is just him watching
Whenever-
someone else play.
Like, I think there's a grab. Sometimes people just don't die in it.
To get the video to 8 minutes. Then he just watches the video. Then he rewinds the video.
Medium heals as you're going because take probably
Original. The
Then he
game
rewinds
still
the video
expects
after he watches
more.
it. And then he gets to the point. And then he reacts here, finally. 6 minutes and 35 seconds. And then...
You know what I'm saying?
And then he says, "Yeah, I'm saying," and then we have a 20-second outro. Incredible. I'm gonna shit and come. Why just react while the video's playing? Anyway, I'm gonna shit my pants. His pick is Winston. That's true. That's true. I kind of thought that was me, his profile picture, so I didn't realize that was Winston. But all right, I still like xQc. I'm just saying it was fucking weird. That was a chaos. That was chaos. Everyone, thank you so much for watching, and a special shout out to all my Patreon patrons, my YouTube members, and my Twitch subs. If you'd like to learn how you can contribute even more than you already are by simply watching the video, you can check the links down below, which will unlock a special feature depending on the platform that you subscribe to, such as Patreon here that will get your name right here on this wall. Thank you so much, guys, again for watching, and have a good one.